outside. It's Sunday, kind of late morning. I've been lazing around. Church is canceled because of the coronavirus. So I guess I'm going to come out here and do some stuff. I'm going to do what's right. Maybe. I ain't sure what I'm going to work on yet, but I'm sort of not really feeling the big block today. I think I'm going to go ahead and put valve springs and all in it. Maybe I'll do that. Or maybe I'll do some wiring. But whatever I do, I got to do some cleanup. Oh yeah, I got to show you something outside. See that in the face of all this drama and calamity and pestilence? There's that. I think that's what I'm going to do first thing here. I'm going to do some tidying. I need to do that. There's a big mess in here. I'm going to do that first. It's still so pretty out there. 60 degrees, I think. Birds chirping and all. It's a beautiful day. Let me see what I can get done. Been doing some tidying. At least I can walk around now. I still got some more to do. I got to work on these manifolds. Need a couple studs and such like. But I decided I'd fix my snap-on ratchet. The stupid thing getting where it wouldn't latch. You'd have to whack it on something, and that is because it's like it's full of some kind of goo. It says on here, sealed, do not immerse in fluids. Yeah. I need to clean that up and oil it and make it work right. Well, that fixed it up nice. Yeah. Wouldn't do that very good before. Alright, that's a small win for the day. Let me see if I can create a few more. You know, one of the reasons you never see hiding her hair on Mrs. Chevy in the wintertime is it's 60 degrees. Let me show you. 60 degrees. And she's cold and got to go get something more to put on.
I am. I'm sorry.
It just ain't right. She ain't right.
Maybe you ain't right.
I'm right.
Oh?
What?
You ain't got yourself put together correctly.
Why is that?
You just had your...
She's messing with my hoo-haws. I kind of like wearing overalls. I think I'm going to join the ranks of the old folks and start wearing overalls all the time. Alright, I'm going to leave it up to you. What you want to do?
What are the options?
The options are we can put valve springs and check the installed height and all that on the big block and keep putting it together. Or we can have a little lighter fare, at least for me, and do some wiring on the 46 Ford here. What you want to do? I got some sockets so we can convert them to turn signals. Got to wire up the turn signal switch. A bunch of wiring to do. Which one you want to do? Make a decision. You may be wrong, but never be in doubt.
I don't know anything about either, really.
So which one do you want to watch me do?
I would... Wiring is a mess of spaghettis. But if you don't want to get real involved...
I'm asking you.
I want to do the
Be decisive.
motor.
This is like when we go out to eat.
I want to do the motor.
It's an engine. You got to use the right
Engine.
terminology. These people will decimate you in the comments.
I want to work on the engine.
Alright, that's what we're going to do then. You know, I went outside this morning and the neighbor seen me out there and I was wearing my flip-flops and coveralls and she said, ooh, I can barely control myself. That look with the overalls and the flip-flops. Wait till she sees me in the boots, huh? Alright, here's my valve spring goodies. And now I gotta dig out my tools to do it. She said she wanted to work on the motor, but where's she at? She ain't in here. Alright, some of you may be aware that when you take out the retainers on the valves, unless you got something holding the valve up, it's going to fall out, which could be bad. because you can't push it back up in there. So there's various ways of doing it. I read where some people stuff rope in the cylinder until it fills it up and holds the valve up. But the easiest way is air, in my humble opinion. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to use to do it. Oh yeah. This is my compression tester, and as you know, they have a little valve core in the end of it to hold the air in the valve, but it also keeps the air from going this way. So take that out, and then you should be able to thread that right in the spark plug hole. And it just so happens that that end fits the end on my air hose, so I can hold the valves up that way. Alright, now all I gotta do is hook up my air, apply pressure to the cylinder. Both valves are obviously closed since there's nothing holding them open. That should hold the intake and the exhaust valve closed, and then I'll put this little doohickey on there, put my nut on, be able to compress the spring, remove the keepers, and take the spring out, and then I can check my installed height. I'm shooting for 1.90 on the new ones. I hope it works without shims, because I ain't got none, hun. Alright, now as soon as you hook air to that, you're going to figure out where you got leak down. I can hear it leaking. We got a little bit going past the intake. I can feel it a little bit right there. And I can hear it going past the rings a little bit. But don't be too alarmed. It's going to have some blow by. I don't feel nothing on the exhaust valve. Let me try whacking that valve and see if that don't tighten that up. Didn't really help, but that's alright. Once she runs a little bit, things will reseat.
You see Mr. Heavy Chevy giving me all that grief about 60-degree weather, but he went and put his shirt on too.
That's called an umbrella seal.
Yeah.
In some circles. Alright, let's check our height on that. Alright, bad as I hate to say it, I'm going to have to quit this operation because I need to buy something. I've been trying to check the installed height with this, and holding that on there, and with my calipers, and I can't get a consistent measurement. I can't tell if they're 100 thousandths not at 200, or 100 thousandths over, or 30 thousandths, or 20, or what. So, you know, this thing rocks a little bit. What I really need is one of those ones, it's like a micrometer that sits under there. Pushes up tight. That's what I really need. So, that's what I'm going to get. Now, some folks will just throw them in there and don't check nothing. Which I might have done one time in my past and everything ran fine. But might as well do it right. I'm going to have to go ahead and put the springs back on to keep the valves up so I don't leak air forever until I buy the parts. There it is, there's one. Now, well, I hate to break it to you, I ain't working on the 454. I'm going to do some wiring. So I need to go wash the grease off my hands so that I don't get grease all over this, and we'll do some wiring. Okie dokie.
Okay.